We have our boy Steven Nguyen versus Jarno Errens. Steven Nguyen, the Ninja, 9-1. He's 4-1 in his last five. He's coming off that KO victory over AJ Cunningham on the Dana White Contender Series. So this will be his UFC debut. He's facing off against Jarno Errens, 13-5-1. He's 2-3 in his last five, coming off that decision loss to Seung-Woo Choi about 6 months ago. Looking at the odds for this fight right now, we have Steven Nguyen at -190. He actually opened up at a -300. So there has been some dog action that's been taken on Jarno Errens. I'm not sure I agree with that line movement. I mean, I feel like Jarno is going to be the worst fighter everywhere here. I mean, I think that, he does have some legit power, but I'm going to side with Steven here. I feel like he's better everywhere. The only concern that I really have is Steven Nguyen's UFC debut, right? We just don't have we have not seen him at the UFC level yet. He has fought on the Dana White Contender Series 3 times, went in 2-1 in those fights, but this is going to be his first official UFC fight. So, I think that's the only concern I have. I feel like this fight will likely go to decision. I mean, Aaron's very tough, and I think that I feel like Aaron's is going to be in Steven's face just trying to make things happen. So it could be closer on the scorecards. Going back to Steven, though, I mean, I feel like he's a legit prospect. He has a good all around skill set in game, clean striking, has a nice 1-2. I feel like he's able to maintain a high volume and pace on the feet, chains together his combinations well with kicks. He can attack the leg, the body, and the head with his kicks. I also think that he's a solid grappler. Fights out of bad positions, does not accept bottom position. He's able to cinch in chokes, has a nice guillotine. I think that for Jarno, he's a striker who's able to mix in the grappling when he sees it. He has really solid toughness and power. He also has some good kicks, but I just don't think he's as dynamic as Steven Nguyen on the feet. So I think that Steven will really just outpoint him to a decision and potentially could be, I think, one of the few people, or the first one to finish Jarno Evans via KO if he lands the right shots. So I'm going with Steven Nguyen here. We got to represent with our fellow Vietnamese brother here. So yeah, Steven Nguyen via decision. Potentially a parlay feast, but man, I just remember that we got burned by Josh Culibao, our Filipino Kuya. And I'm not sure if we want to go down the same track though. But I feel like this is the better play this week. I wish we kind of saved those 2 units that we put on Kuya last week on this week for Steven. So going with Steven to win. I'm gonna check the props right now to see what the props look like because they didn't release last night when I was looking at this. So Steven to win by decision, yeah, it's +115, which is what I expected. That's the most likely win condition. So I think that's solid, actually. Yeah, pick here Steven to win.